Hello everyone. Welcome to One on One Story Time with Dr. Lucida. Wow. It's been a long time coming. I've been promoting this for 2 months and the time is here. The day is here. November 9th, we are here to celebrate the first episode of One on One Story Time. Alright, guys. Many of you wonder, what is one on one? Why did I create one on one? What is that? Well, let me start with a small story, right? I don't know how many of you have a teenager, but I'm sure you have a teenager at home that always thinks money comes from a tree. They never seem to stop asking you for money. By the way, this show was birthed because of my 15-year-old son. This one on one, it's all about him because he brought the vision to me. And I want to thank him for that. Because one on one is leaving a legacy for our young generation that seems to think that we just wake up and money is there. They don't know that there was steps and many sacrifices that happens for us to be here. Every day, Mom, I want this. I want a new sneaker. I want a new shoes. But guess what? Money is earned. Money is not given, right? One on one is to share what we have to do or encounter in our lives to be the person that we are today. Now, before we continue, guys, I would like for each one of you that are watching me now to go on your YouTube page, follow iSpace2. iSpace2, it's our handle page to watch this show. And I'm also on Facebook Live under Lucita Simmerville. You can watch this show as well. Now, I want you guys to take a break. Call your friends, call your family, tell them one on one story time is here and we're going to have a good time. In the meantime, I want to say hello to my friend and Nelly Mello Show. This show is aired every Monday from 8 o'clock to 10 p.m. to allow me the opportunity to streamline the first episode of One on One in their platform. We want to say thank you to the team of the Melly Mello Show. Now, my name is Dr. Lucida. I'm an entrepreneur. I've been in business for 20 years, and we are getting ready to have a good time. I have a special guest coming on board. So now let's take a break before we introduce our guest. Thank you guys for watching. Go share. Go tell a friend. We'll be right back.
You're tuned in to the One on One Show with Dr. Lucita.
Show.
You're tuned in to the One on One Show with Dr. Lucita.
Show.
You're tuned in to the One.
invitation.
It's an honor.
It's an honor
Oh
to
my
be here. Oh
God.
my gosh. Oh my gosh. Well, let's get ready to be in the hot seat, all right?
It's it seems a little warm.
it's,
It's not really totally hot.
it's not totally hot, but it's a little bit hot, huh?
Yeah, of course.
Great, great, great. Now, tell tell me, who are you, Dr. Eden? Because I'm not gonna introduce you. I just want you, because you're a special guy to me, right? I've known you for so long. We've been around from New York to here. So just tell me, how did you become Dr. Eden? Who are you?
Well, I my name is Eden Michelet Dartois. I before I came to get that doctorate degree, that's what I was being called. But now I've earned the degree. You could easily call me a doctor. It's earned. Uh, I was born in Haiti, a hospital called Chancerelle in Port-au-Prince. That was way back when. I migrated from Haiti to the United States at the age of 16 and a half to Long Island, New York. And I've spent about 17 years over there. And so around like 18 and a half, maybe even 17 and a half years old, I was in a high school, Westbury High School, and I was buddy. I was a buddy of your one of your.
Well, before we get to all of that, we don't want to give it away too quickly, don't we? We just
Okay.
started. We're just having a conversation. Now let's, we what one on one to me is to create a legacy, right, for
Hmm.
our young kids. I know you have two beautiful kids. You have, you've been a great father. I watch you being a dad. So before we go into your doctorate, your life stories, your this, your that, because we're going back to our roots. Growing up in Hempstead, because that's when I met you. I think I was in my teen years. And the person that I see today, it's totally different. I remember a vibrant Eden. Do you remember your Maxima?
Yeah.
Tell me about this car. Whatever happened to this car? Because remember,
Five.
we're telling stories. I don't want to go to the greedy things. I want to go back from the beginning
five
before you become
five
Eden.
speed moonroof or sunroof, great stereo system, full of life, full of youth, doing all kinds of stuff. Never missed a Friday party or Saturday party. High school, doing all kinds of stuff, soccer, and doing all kinds of youth stuff. Stuff that I wouldn't. Some of these things I wouldn't do it today. I wouldn't recommend it to the youth at all. These are mistakes. Some of the things that I did that was not supposed to have been done, that I learned them the hard way, so that I'll instill other things, and I'll do my best to prevent it from happening to the youth right now. To things that I was complacent, I was negligent, like doing 100 miles an hour
100 miles an hour?
from Long Island
I
to
cannot
New
visualize
Rochelle.
you doing that.
Yeah, and you did that going to Canada one time too. So we survived it. We
You
survived.
remember that trip,
We're
Dr. Eden?
we're alive today. We should thank God because we've done some craziness in our
Yes,
youth.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. So, being young, does that show that we are? Do you feel like we are invisible? Because I know you just said that certain things you will not do today.
Yeah, just
Did
like
you feel like you were invisible at that time when you were young doing these things?
doing 100 miles an hour. It's no, not well, yeah, because you think you're invincible. Probably you
Mm-hmm.
thinking that okay, you young, nothing can happen to you. You're not thinking straight. You kind of like you stupid. Like I mean, not every youth is being stupid, but when you're not mature, not taking life seriously, you do stupid things.
When you're not taking life seriously, you do stupid things. Now, I know when we were younger, we didn't think we were doing stupid things. We just think we were living our
Fun.
best life. So I wouldn't call it stupid things. I just think this life today, the kids don't have fun like we used to because of technology and a lot of things. I think that's what makes us who we are today because looking back on a lot of things that we have done because those things shaped us to becoming the adult that we are so we can be better parents for those kids. Now, I'm going to take you to the younger version of you, right? If you had to reset the button and be in a young Eden versus New York. Let's go back to Haiti because you said you grew up in Haiti. So if you had to
No,
reset the
I
button
mean,
there, what would that look like for you?
I was born in Haiti. I left Haiti at 16 and a half years old. So I've spent more of my whole life in the United States. But I had great background in Haiti because my parents, especially my dad, I mean, he was just making sure that I didn't become a vagabond or a vagrant or somebody that don't have any respect in life. This guy was hardcore.
Wow.
I
When you say
sometimes
hardcore, describe
I
hardcore to us because a lot of us don't
yeah
know. I know
yeah
my dad was hardcore.
yeah he
We know
would
some of the stories of my
yeah
dad, but what is
yeah.
hardcore to you?
Well, I mean, my dad would if it gets dark, I haven't made it home. He would lock the door. I wouldn't be able to come in, and he would throw bottles at me. Like,
Wow.
yeah, the guy was hard guy to deal with, as far as he was. He had tough love,
Tough
but
love.
I didn't realize that at that time. I hated him like crazy.
We all, right?
But I realized that when I came to United States back in the time that we were still doing cassette recording and things. I recorded something. He was going back and forth, but he lived more in Haiti than here. I recorded something to him. I said, hey, Dad, I really used to hate you really hard for this,
Wow.
that, and the third, but I realized that it was for my own good. That makes me or made me a really much better person today because of those things. I really appreciate it. I appreciate everything you did, and I love you for it. I thank you very much, and I really didn't hate you, but I mean at that time I felt like hatred was what was going on it through my veins at that time. I didn't know any better, but I love you for it. You made me the person that I am today because of all these tough love
Tough
you were
love.
showing me. Yeah,
Wow.
and
Eden.
I think he
What's
probably
your
have the.
relationship like today now with
Oh,
him
gee
after all
whiz!
this?
This cat calls me three, four, 5 times. Didn't s- if I speak with him this morning, didn't speak with him the next afternoon, he said, "Listen." Then too, he calls me sometimes. Hey, we haven't talked in a long time. What's going on? We're not keeping in touch. So
Wow.
he's like a glue on me right now. We have this great relationship.
Wow. Do you have the same relationship with Lenny when you're looking at yourself growing up with
Lenny,
Lenny?
yeah, I do. But he's he I give him space. I don't smother him. I try to understand that it doesn't need smothering.
Nice.
He just need a little space. He needs to be understood. I give him space, but we do have a good
Wow.
relationship.
How does it feel to see your son growing up and now he's an
Way
adult?
taller than me, way better looking than me,
Yeah.
way more
Muscular than
muscular
you.
than me,
Wow.
and I'm hoping smarter than me. I'm just
Well,
so happy. I'm to me, it's a lot of progress that I've made.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow, wow, Dr. Eden.
Yeah.
For me, I'm going back to Hempstead. Every time I look at you, because I remember being a little kid, and I know that's where you were going to go in the front in the beginning when we first started, because I know you as a friend of my older brother coming to the house, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's so cool. He's full of life, and this and that and the third. And to see our journey, to see where we came from, what we've been able to accomplish. When you look back, what was your first job? What was your first job like? If you don't mind sharing that.
Oh, not at all. I mean, I could even, when I was like around 18 and a half or 18 years old, I had a job in Hicksville, New York, Long Island. Nathan's famous? Nathan's famous hot
The
dog.
hot dog.
They known for the
The
Frankfurters.
Frankfurt,
They
yes.
number one in hot dogs.
Nice. I remember
And
them. I love them.
so that's where I fell in love with chili cheese dogs,
Wow.
ch- cheese fries, and all that. Back in those days, there were real good cheese fries and chili cheese dogs and those great fast food stuff. I mean, and Nathan's, I was doing all kinds of things. I was cleaning the floors when the time for the store to be closed. I was doing cashier. I was doing all kind of cooking or whatnot, if you want to call that cooking. Like putting things on the thing. So frying stuff. So yeah, Nathan's famous hot dog. It's in Hicksville, New York. I still
Wow.
think that store's still there. Every now and then I go to that same spot where that mall is. I really think it's still there. Don't quote me.
Did that just bring you any memory?
Of
Any
course.
little girlfriends, anything around
Oh,
that? Where did this just take you?
well, when you say Nathan, he took me to a place that I didn't want to talk. Well, I
Okay,
didn't want to go. No, but
that's fine.
but it's not that bad.
Okay.
It's bad. It's not bad. But I mean, one of these guys, one of those Hispanics guys. I think they're not all called Jose. Okay, by the way,
Okay.
but his name was really Jose.
Okay.
He was thinking that maybe he was maybe superior than me or whatnot. But he couldn't speak English. I was doing my thing in English and everything, communicating properly and all that stuff. But one day he rubbed me the wrong way. So we saw blood on the floor.
You
Yeah, I
didn't.
whooped them.
Oh my God,
Yeah,
the
I didn't.
nice guy,
Yeah, but
calm and collect. I was so, I
yeah,
tell everybody, I said,
I.
I'm having Eden in the show. Eden doesn't talk much. I don't know what to expect. That's all I kept saying this week, right? And
Well,
you,
you got me talking. I'm not. We're not strangers. I mean, I've known you forever, and you gave me the ability to communicate, and that's a good thing. And I'm honored to be here and to
wow.
be sharing this space with you. But I didn't keep fighting people, but this guy really rubbed me. As a matter of fact, he got fired.
Oh wow. So that's the result of that.
Yeah, I mean, it was on the wrong, even though
Thank you
I
for
busted
sharing that. Thank you
his
for
face.
sharing that because a lot of us that are watching, I'm sure you are watching right now, and you looking back in your life, you see how much you have changed. There's so many experiences in your life. What we do, we always tend to block them, right? Because we feel like, oh my God, we are ashamed of these type of experiences. We don't want people to know about them. For me, when my first job, I know I was always being called Frenchie because I worked at Roosevelt, New York, at that
Moi?
mall. I don't want to name the place that I worked, but I think it's called, it was Learners back in
Oh,
the day. Now it changed to something else, right? And every time I go to work, because I had a strong French accent, as you know, when we first came in, because we went to school in Haiti and the type of education that I had, it was all French. I didn't know how to speak um, English. So at work, I was getting bullied a lot, calling the Frenchy girl. But I didn't fight, but I had brothers. I have a strong family. I come from a big family. So all I had to do was call my brothers and my problem was solved.
Dickinson.
Unfortunately, unfortunately now I don't have my brothers here in Atlanta with me because a lot of people just don't know that I come from a big family and life happens. And, so we are not together, but I remember those days. Those days was really hard for us growing up in New York. People always think they could take advantage of us, and sometimes we
Yeah.
had to show them, look, we have what it takes. You're not gonna, disrespect us, and think that nothing's gonna happen to you,
In
right? So
Westbury High School, not to cut you
go
off,
ahead, tell me about it, because I
I
know.
remember this African American guy, me being Haitian, not speaking properly, kind of thing. He he got me on the wall, like
Wow,
took me with, like on a wall, try to sabotage me because I'm a foreigner.
wow, that
Yeah,
happened to you?
yeah. In the at Westbury
Wait, so I
High,
don't understand. So in high school,
in the
they were
classroom.
allowed to do things. There wasn't no supervision. What?
Nobody allowed. Those things are not allowed, Doctor Somerville. It's just that the guy, with intention, with hatred, he thinks he's he's black, but it's not black like me. I mean, he was born in the United States,
There's
and I
that
don't speak that
stigma.
language.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's not allowed. He was suspended,
Wow.
but yeah,
Yeah, we go to a lot of, as foreigners, right? But we gonna make it a little bit more fun. We don't want to talk about
oh
all these
yeah.
things, and let's bring it a little this and that. And so, have you always been this person that you're becoming? Now that being a doctor, I did you always wanted to be a doctor?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I wanted to be a medical doctor.
Oh wow.
So when I've looked at things, I looked at the terminologies, the long words, the complicated pronunciations, and all that stuff. And I said, I don't want to wing it. I don't want to not get it right. But ultimately, I need to have an ultimate degree, the top of the top degrees. Doesn't have to be a medical doctor. So I became a doctor eventually, regardless of what I really wanted. I wanted to be, well, I'm in the medical field, but not in medicine per se right now. But, yeah, I always wanted to be the top notch.
You just took the question that I was gonna ask you. What I was gonna ask you, what was your dream job growing up when you were dreaming at a younger age? I was gonna ask you, did you ever see yourself doing what you're doing today?
To be honest with you, I was I was thinking that I was gonna be in New Edition. Hey, and I was, hey, you know what? When you were in Haiti, you were hip and you were a little bit
So you used
better
to
off,
dance, you used to do all
dance,
this stuff.
musical or whatnot. And also, I thought I was gonna be a military guy,
Wow,
like a soldier.
wow,
But this guy inspired me. He was one of my father's friend. He worked in the telecommunications department or building in Haiti.
okay.
So we used to have this truck, telecom, Haiti telecoms or whatever. So that got me thinking engineering kind of thing. And then I was thinking that's how I became a telecom engineer
Okay.
from New York Institute of Technology.
What do you do with that?
Oh,
With a
it helps me a lot with knowing wall outlets, cable drops, cabling, fiber optics. whatever we do to make things easier technologically right now,
Wow.
it's it's based out of telecom engineering.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were engineering.
Yeah, engineering, telecommunication and engineering. I
So you were born with
graduated from
many talent, huh?
some things. I could do a few things.
You were gonna say you graduated from. I cut you off. You can continue.
Oh no, I mean from New York Institute of Technology. That's where I got my bachelor's degree,
Wow.
and I
And then you.
pursued the rest of my education in Atlanta.
Well, many people don't know that you got me into Atlanta.
Okay.
You were the driver that says you saw a vision for me. Because that's Dr. Eden is not by accident that he's here sitting here for each one of you. I was young, just graduated with my bachelor's degree, and Dr. Eden came and said, you know, I'm moving to Georgia. I think you belong in Georgia. You should come with me. And I was like, Georgia? I never heard of this place. What am I going to do in Georgia? So he went for the first visit, and I was like, I'm not going. I'm not interested. So he left me alone. I continued with my life, and then he came back. He wouldn't let me stop. So when he came back, he was like, "There's a lot of opportunity. It's for people like us. Let's do this. Let's do that." So, what did you see in me that made you feel like Atlanta was for me?
First of all, when I fell in love with the region, it's because of my older sister who's been living here, and I've visited a few times, and I've seen enough already, and then I weighed the New York life and the Georgia life, and I said, you know what, peace of mind is priority, and then being a motivator, no matter where, even under the ocean, I'll definitely make it. And I saw the same thing with you. Like I noticed that you were ambitious. You were a go-getter kind of person. You just wouldn't stop until you get to what you want to do. And I said, you know what? Let's go and explore that land, because not only it's fresh at that time in 2001,
But we have to
and
tell them we came in with nothing, right?
oh
We
yeah,
had
I
no
mean,
place to. We're telling the story. It didn't become all beautiful. We started
of
with
course,
nothing.
yeah, of course, we came with really nothing. I mean, really, I mean, well, I mean, having sold a place that I had, it's still nothing. I didn't have enough to. I stayed with my sister for three months and things, and we had to make things happen. We had to shake up ourselves and make things work, and we had to be resilient, like the person that you are. That I saw the resilience, the perseverance, the never let go kind of person that I saw in you. That I know we were gonna make it, whether they like it or not.
But make it. I don't think we make it. I think we still,
Oh,
we are working. We are
well,
working in
okay.
progress,
So
right? We still
maybe
got.
maybe the term making it, it's not what, but
Well,
we're making progress. We've achieved a lot of things that most people haven't achieved, because they don't have the same view, the same vision. You know, we we're successful, meaning that we don't have a safe full of Benjamins, right? Which we're not
Pablo somewhere.
millionaires.
Yeah,
We're
Pablo
not
somewhere.
millionaires. When you're successful, it doesn't mean that you got money that you don't know what to do with yourself. You had a vision, and you actually live in your vision. And to me, in my humble opinion, it's being successful.
Okay. In the meantime, guess what we're gonna do? Because there's a lot of more questions coming up about success and the definition of success, and there's more question for you. There's more conversation. But before we go on a break, Dr. Eden, um, I'm looking at you right now. You look very poised. Did you have to do some work for that? Is there something that happened to you that made you this person that you are? Because we're gonna go on break, but before you answer this, let's go on a break right now.
Okay, sure.
All right?
Of course.
All right.
One show with Dr. Lucita.
Welcome to the One on One Show.
You're tuned in to the One on One show with Dr. Lucita.
Welcome to the One on One Show.
All right, we are back. We are back with one on one again. Before we keep talking with we are still talking with Dr. Eden, a friend of many years, and I'm so honored to have him here because this gentleman, I've seen him from being a young, full of energy type of guy in his early 20s in New York City, living the life, partying, and being now to become a doctor. Again, this one on one is to educate, motivating our youngsters. We want to leave a legacy. So if you are watching and you have any suggestions for us, we are open to that. If you have anything that you want to share with us, you can always follow us on our Facebook pages, or you can send us an email at drlucitasomerville@gmail.com. Let us know what you think. This is the first episode. We want people especially our young kids from 15 to 25 years old, to know that we start from somewhere. We did not just become doctors, and there is a story behind a doctor. Dr. Eden is being modest, doesn't want to talk about it. Dr. Eden and I started our doctoral program together at August University. Something happened to me. I had to stop my doctoral program. And it took me 10 years to go back and get my doctorate degree. And every year, Dr. Eden was not comfortable with coming here and not calling me a doctor. He felt that because we started this journey together, there was no reason that he could be comfortable as a doctor and I wasn't a doctor. So now, before we go to the second episode and talking about more things, Dr. Eden, are you a little bit more comfortable now, knowing that we can call each other doctor? Tell me about that.
So, yeah, I've always known you to become the doctor that you are right now. In fact, sometimes I would want to call you doctor because you've had the potential. You just didn't defend and didn't do your oral defense and submit your last papers and things like that, your 5 chapters. I am very much more comfortable now to actually say it with a purpose, with backup, with like you have with documentation to back that up. And I'm so very happy that you actually got to that doctoral degree and that point where you've earned that. It's hard work. In fact, that may have contributed to my gray hair, but maybe not. But I'm saying it's so much hard work
Yes.
that once you achieve that, I mean, once even before you defend, they already told you, hey, you know what? You are a doctor. You just don't have the doctorate
As they used to
certificate
call
or
us,
diploma.
ADD.
Yeah, ADD.
Everything but the dissertation.
Right.
I hated that.
ADD, yeah,
Oh my
yeah, but
gosh.
you stuck with the ADD
For 10
title for
years.
10 years. But to me, the ADD thing didn't fit your description really because you were potential anyway. You were eventually bound to be a doctor in this society, and we need more of you guys,
And that's what
of
they
doctors.
said, right?
We need more
When
of
we were
us.
in school, I remember Dr. Robert, he always said we are part of 1%
Yeah.
of the people that get this doctoral degree. But I believe now it's probably a higher percentage
Yeah,
because
yeah.
now everywhere I go,
Yeah.
I'm seeing people, and I love it. I'm seeing people
Yeah.
advancing themselves to that level. So, what now? Before we continue about the doctorate, so what would you tell if you had to tell your younger version, Eden? What would you tell your younger version? Because remember, we want to talk to our youngsters, like Maud Levinsky, you know,
My younger version,
what would you any doubts or anything that you would want to talk to yourself and tell yourself if you had to reset the button?
yeah, and I got lucky to survive some of these negligence, some of these missteps, like 100 miles per hour, and not sleeping from Wednesday to through Sunday night. Uh, you know, being at in Elmont from Wednesday, Cafe des Arts, Elmont, and those
Bye,
things.
Malibu.
I've never missed a beat. Maybe that reduced the longevity of my existence. I think that might have reduced it because when you don't sleep or you don't rest, that definitely knock out a bunch of your lives. I mean, the time from your lifespan. So
Okay.
I'm sure that if I could reset and think through properly, I'd have cut back on those things and chill out and drink less beers and Now I don't even drink beers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. So the way you sound like you're a very healthy person. So what does your healthy life look like? What does that look for somebody watching you right now and see at your age, you
For
fit,
yeah,
is there a special
for for the last 10 years, I've been lucky to have not been diagnosed with anything when you go to your annual, but when you go for your preventative maintenance, I mean, that's
preventative care,
okay.
Dr. Eden, your
I'm s-
physical.
yeah, well, it's
It's
maintenance in
maintenance.
my
Okay.
field, and then
Okay.
it's well, it's, but I mean, so they've never diagnosed me, knock on woods, with any diabetes, no cholesterol, no, nothing to go for treatment. And I'm grateful and I thank God for all of that. And I do my best to stay the course eating my veggies, but sometimes I stumble, I cheat sometimes, but I mean, for the most part, I keep doing my grains, bulgur, like vegetables and grill,
So you're a very
whatever.
healthy person.
I,
Kind of.
I do my best. That's
That's
the
all we can
best
do.
way I can describe it. Some people think oatmeal is yucky. I love it. You know what I mean? And I would do oatmeal every day for the
Wow.
rest of my life without any regards. And
Wow.
I would go with a grilled chicken salad for lunch or dinner every day of every day of the week.
Wow.
Yeah.
So, and back to now that we're adult, we are paying bills, we are taking care of everything, and you are doing that too. All of us are paying bills. If you had to stop and pick the part where you were living at your parents and they were providing for you, which one would you prefer right now, looking back?
My independence.
Okay.
You know, I would prefer to have earned everything that I have. That's what freedom is about. Working hard, be a man, be responsible. Parents have enough on their own anyway. If you look at, as a parent, when I look at my monthly budget, it's crazy. So to have kids on top of it that you can't let down, that you, as a kid, you would just, if you lean on your parents so much, it kind of makes it really way more difficult. So I would definitely prefer to be independent, working, and actually would give a helping hand to them.
That's different because a lot of people I know would pick going back to their parents and wait for them to provide for them every day. So it's very interesting to see your way of doing that. Because if you ask me that same question, I want to go back to my dad's when he was providing for me because it's so much work
But
that
you want to
you
be
do.
respected, though. I mean,
I would be respected because I have my parents to back me up.
your daddy's girl. I can't understand that. But I mean, being independent
I think it's different for
is the
men,
way to go,
versus a woman, if we have to say it that way.
in my
In
opinion.
your
Yeah,
opinion?
yeah.
Because I think guys, once they turn 15, they have to be a young man. They feel like it's time for them to start
Providing.
providing, taking, because I'm looking again, this show is in honor of my son because looking at him and he has no regards for
Levinsky.
anything. Levinsky, yes, my Lulu. So he have no regards for anything, and I'm sure there's a lot of little teenagers out there. And I always tell him, I said, baby, do you wanna be a man so you can start doing things? No, I don't want to. What do you mean I don't want to? Mommy, who wants to do what you're doing? You're getting up every day, you're going to work, you have no time. So I think for me, I just make it look too hard, I guess.
Yeah.
Or he needs to see, and I think that's why one-on-one is all about. Those young kids need to see people that are working so that they know that everything you have to work for
You
it.
have to
Yeah.
earn it. Yeah. I mean, Yeah, hard work pays off. Being independent is freedom, it's respect, and it's your contribution to the society. I mean, and first of all, you have in the United States, especially, you have a social security number or a social security identification that you must work. You must work it. You must show that you've been a contributor to the society at large. So once you don't do that, you are like on welfare or dependent, or you're vagrant. You know, you just wait for somebody to hand you a few dollars or $50 to pay your phone bill, or to get you whatever you want. I mean, you gotta wait up for somebody to give it to you once, and then, as opposed to you punching out or whatever that you do to earn your own way through the society, you got enough. You'll be respected, and you'll be more confident in yourself anyway to know that you can do it on your own. Like, you could make money, and and you must know how money is made, because so you could know it's important. Money is not everything, but it's very important. Without it, we're gonna be in a big bound, in a bind. But I'm saying that when you be able to make money, earn your own way through the society, you're a contributor. You're gonna be able to do something. You don't have to wait up for mom and dad to do it for you, and that should make you a happy person. I mean, I'm sure that would definitely make you a happier person than the opposite.
So if I hear you correctly, if I understand what you're saying, as a man, your identity is your ability to provide.
I mean, I don't believe it's just as a man. I mean, it's you must be able to earn a
Because as a
living.
woman, I don't want to work that hard.
I mean,
I want a man to provide for me. There are
and I
days
don't
I
think you
just
mean
want,
that.
yes, I do.
Okay.
There are days I just want to be in my bed and just relax and be just like everybody else. But unfortunately, I'm given the choice because, I'm a mother and I have to provide for my kids, so I can't get up. But if you ask me, I don't think I want to work. I prefer a husband to come and say, "Hey, baby, here's your money. Go shopping." That's the life I imagined
Yeah,
for me growing up. I did not imagine that life, and I think a lot of women like me don't imagine that life.
but I think even as a man, I feel like sleeping in as well sometimes. But once you know, even you're a woman, you once you know you have some obligations, some things that you have to take care of, you must shake yourself up and get up and go. I don't, in my opinion, I don't think it's a man woman thing. It's about independence. Yeah, I mean, well, you were saying what you said earlier. With all due respect, Dr. Simmer, I don't see it in you. I don't see that you would
Oh, Dr.
you.
Eden, you don't know. Yes, I dread that life so much because as a woman, you want because I believe in masculinity. I believe in the man being a man.
Okay.
I believe a lot. That's a lot of mistakes. A lot of women makes. They always calling themselves independent, right? I'm an independent woman. I'm an independent woman, and I always say to yourself, you work harder. Don't try to be in my shoes. I didn't call this on me because I want to be catered to. I want to be the person that, you know, I don't have to get up. I don't have to do this. But society see me moving and shaking and doing all this stuff is because I have no choice. Because like you just said, when you have responsibilities, you have no choice but to get up and go make the money. But if you give, I don't know, you out there, if you have a choice between between getting up, go to work, and provide for you, yourself, your kids, your family, or staying at home, taking care of your husband, providing for your husband, being respectful to your husband, which one would you choose? Because for me, I 10 times believe that we all would choose to be there for our mates, take care of them, and in return, they will provide for us. But I think society, because of the way things are, we want the bigger cars, the nice houses, and life is inflation cause us to have the two household income. But if we go back to basic, right, and that's what this show is,
Yeah.
going back to the roots and stuff like that, I think we would easily say it's really not that important for us to work
Okay.
both.
Yeah, society has been evolved. It's evolving, and the the balance. It's all about opinions.
No, we
It's
having a
it's how you
conversation.
feel. Yeah, it's how you
Yeah.
feel about it. I'm sure like a lot of women don't feel the same way,
Yes.
and a lot of them are gearing towards what you're saying. But in my opinion, to balance things out, it's a better way. I may be wrong, but I mean,
There's no wrong and right, Dr. Eden.
but
We're
okay,
just
so
having a
good,
conversation.
not a
You
problem.
you
But in
prefer people to work. I prefer to stay home. Let's. I want to be the wife, being ready when you come home. I cook and clean, and then you know. It
yeah,
is that's the
it is
bottom.
the
So,
way you see
but
it.
we just want everybody to know this is a fun conversation. It's not about who's wrong, who's
Oh
right.
yeah,
We
yeah,
both are
definitely.
doctors and professionals in our field. We understand what that means. So we just having a conversation to
Yeah, that's
and to
cool.
entertain you. And if you have any questions, but now, Dr. Eden, you and I, we talked about different things and different topics in life. So if you had to pick a topic that are dear to you, something that you love to do, something that whenever you think about it, put a smile on your face, what would that be?
You really, I mean, you're seriously asking me. I'm passionate about my profession and what I do right now. I'm a owner of a company named Precision Medical Electronics, and I live and breathe that thing. Back in well before the collapse of cryptocurrency, people would just be this particular platform. So to me, this is my cryptocurrency platform.
Wow.
I'm passionate about PME, for short, precision medical PME for short. That's what I live and breathe. I profess that. I teach it. I earn my living that way, and that's And then also my intention and my calling, if you want to call it that, is to help other people grow, getting them involved in my surrounding, in my company, and making and earning, earning and a living, if you want, with pride and all that stuff. So that's why I'm working so hard. I'm striving to make it there, like where I could just get people employed. That's my goal, and I'm not gonna stop until that happens.
Wow, wow, wow. If you guys are having a good time, please share the live, tell a friend. We are on Facebook. We're on 3 platforms today. We are at the Millie Milo Show. We want to thank them for giving us the opportunity to be part of the platform. We want to thank a lot of people that's been watching this live with us. We have Madeline, we have Bertos, we have Fabrice, and I'm sure you have a few people that you want to say hi. Look at the camera and
Hello,
tell them hello
everybody, the
too.
Biomed people, my brotherhood crew. E Jeff, what's going on?
Nice, nice, nice.
Uh,
So everybody that's under the live, we thank you because this is one on one. We're gonna be airing every Saturday from 5 to 6. We are excited to have Dr. Eden as our first guest ever. It was meaningful to have him here because there's a reason why he's here because I feel it's fitted because he's one of the individual that knows me very well. He actually drove the car that got me to here. Dr. Eden, do you remember the car that we drove to get here?
Yeah, it's gotta be a foreigner,
It was, yeah,
Toyota Foreigner, great car, a
it was
great
a red
engine,
car with the
red
front
red
end
in
right to
color,
get here.
drives smoothly, and yeah, it
Wow.
was a great ride
Can you
actually.
believe we've been talking for a good amount of time, Dr. Eden? So it's fun to have people that you know and enjoying on a show like this. But I made when I was thinking about the show, there's three questions that I want you to answer before we leave. And
You didn't give me the cheat sheet, so
I
how
didn't
am I
get
gonna do it?
well, it's that's why you're in this hot seat.
Conversational, right?
It's a conversation, but there's three questions. Because again, we are talking to our youngsters and we want our next generation watching this when we're no longer here again in this world. What would you want your kids to remember you by?
By the way, hello Natasha from New York, my
Okay.
cousin. So what would I like for my kids to remember?
Yes. If let's say 10 years, I mean 50 years from today or 100 years from today, we would not be here. What would you want them to remember Eden by?
Uh, being a guy that who thinks that the sky's the limit. Uh, uh, I don't need to be I'm not. Nobody needs to motivate me. And knowing that what you know, what you can do, nothing can, nobody and nothing can take it from you, and that you must have that so that nobody or nothing can take that from you. So once you have that, I'll be peaceful, and knowing that sky's the limit. Don't s- don't s- don't limit yourself. There's no limit to what you can do.
Wow. Wow. Thank you for answering that. And our next one. Why are you looking at me like that? You want some water?
Well, I mean, one out of three, so I'm okay. I'm good.
That's good. What is the definition of success to you?
Well, in my humble opinion, being a successful person is not to have a load of a bunch of trucks with a bunch of $100 bills, a bank account that you can't even count. It's have if living a vision that you have. Like for example, I always wanted to own my own business, not to have a cloud over my head. Even though I came when I branched out, when I became independent from the workforce, I had one of the best positions out there, like a director of a department, a great department, really crucial and vital to a hospital system, biomedical engineering. Even with all the perks that came with not having a life, having to be called at 6 a.m. When I'm doing my push-ups and trying to wind down and get ready to go to the office, that a CAT scan is down. When is it gonna be repaired? Who's coming to do it? How long is it gonna take? By the biggest people in the hospitals, the director of other departments, or the CNO, chief nursing officer, or even some chief operating officers. So having that kind of life, I mean, you didn't have a life. So for that matter, I'm not missing working for the corporate America. Even at a higher position. Being independent is definitely the way to go. And I work a lot harder, but with passion, with pride, and I'm bringing people along with me in that journey. And it's definitely a blessing. And I wouldn't trade it for the world.
Wow, look at that. That just took you way there, huh?
I'm a passionate person as far as that is concerned.
I love that. Thank you so much. And everybody that's watching, keep watching One on One. We coming to an end and I feel so sad. I'm like, I've been waiting for this moment and it's here. And Dr. Eden, I don't want to say bye, but I have to say bye before we ask you your last question.
No. We're not. With all due respect, I'm gonna correct this for you.
No
We're
problem.
not saying bye. We're saying see you later.
See you later. We're not saying bye.
Yeah, we
You
can't-
hear that?
we can't say
are
bye-bye.
I'm not saying bye. We're saying see you later.
No, of course.
Now, we're at the end.
Okay.
What advice would you have for me, having this platform that I want to create? What advice would you have for me? What would you tell me to do?
Do not think a moment about closing it.
Well,
Do not have any doubt that you've created a monster. You are creating you are a visionary. You've created something that you have envisioned that you could help out other people. You promote. You could. I don't know how I am on media, social media. I'm a shy kind of guy. I'm not a camera type of person, but you are making it possible for me to just be fearless, forget about being shy or anything like that, and you making me talk about. You didn't ask me for my company's name, but I mean, with being a passion of mine, I mentioned precision medical electronics without regards of you asking me or not. But
this is a place for you to be free. It's
yeah,
about-
and
yeah.
and so my advice would be not to think about any doubts that what have you done and things, or you could say what have you done in a positive way.
Okay.
And you should be proud of yourself doing that. And I think it's just a tape. You're just touching the surface. You're just now scratching the surface to what I know you could make.
Wow. And that note, guys, we're gonna say see you later.
Yeah,
That was
we never say
one-on-one.
goodbye.
Ciao.
See you later.
Next time.
See ya.
You're tuned in to the One on One Show with Dr. Lucita.
Welcome to the One on One Show.
You're tuned in to the One on One Show with Dr. Lucita.